Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Um, I want to talk today a little bit about meaning. Like, does life have a meaning? Right? I think some people close to me have had this question a lot of times, and they've always come up with these weird ass like nuances and weird ass definitions. And look, I'll be very frank with you with everyone. Like, there's not really a meaning associated with life as a whole. Objectively, life has no meaning. It's just your opinion of it associates a meaning with it, or rather, your opinion of life uh, denotes a, a rationale for wanting a meaning, or denotes a desire for wanting a meaning associated with said thing that you're looking at, the objective, which is life. But on its own, life has nothing, like no meaning. And it's supposed to be that way, right? Life is like a blank canvas, and what you decide to do with it is up to you and you alone. All the actions you take have consequences. You have to be the one to take the actions, and you have to be the one to bear the consequence. Obviously, some actions have consequences on other people, but that's again an action you take, and the consequence of the consequences that people face are also subject to you, right? Whether they're emotional consequences or physical ones. The point is, right? You have to understand, man, on its own, there's not really a meaning associated with all this shit. But the fact that people work day in, day out to think about their purpose, to think about all sorts of shit they need to do under their sun is baffling. Um, the constant desire to feel fulfilled, like, if I do this, I'll be fulfilled. Or if I do that, I'll be fulfilled. Like, you have to understand, you're here for a finite time. There's no such thing as feeling fulfilled. Feeling fulfilled is a mindset. At the end of the day, you're always going to be fulfilled. But then you may ask, oh, what about that poor person who's under the bridge, or a very poor person who can't afford food? Well, like I said, you get cards that you get dealt with, but at the end of the day, you will die. So will I. Someone could be very healthy or have shit tons of food to eat, but they're going to die too. Everybody's going to die. So I know it sounds morbid, but the whole point is the actual idea that life is supposed to have a meaning is completely redundant. Life is the only thing that's not supposed to have a meaning. The meaning that you associate with life is the meaning that life has for you in that particular moment. But meanings can change too. Initially, your meaning could be, I'm gonna like sleep with 100 women, or I'm gonna be very rich. But once you have a kid, your meaning could change that I want to make sure my kids end up in good colleges or end up getting married to great people and living great lives. That could be your meaning. So if you have the idea that life's supposed to have a meaning, it's supposed to then be a constant. How can life have a changing meaning? That just doesn't make sense logically. Because if something is constantly changing and evolving, then it has no fixed meaning, ergo, it's not supposed to have a meaning to begin with. The meaning is associated at runtime. That's what I think that's what is reality, but people tend to fixate on a meaning and fixate on an idea that life has a meaning. And this is, I'm primarily talking about, even religious ideas have like tons of other religions. I'm talking about like Christianity, Islam, they all have some sort of denotions about it. And I don't want to say they're wrong, but what I'm trying to say here is that once you realize that there is no meaning, it's just what you associate with it, it's not that it becomes morbid, life just becomes more beautiful, because now you realize, well, I can give it a meaning that it's beautiful right now, and I could see through that lens. For example, you could put yourself into perspective, like you're breathing. That in and of itself has meaning. So these things combined are what give life, or what gives life meaning. And on its own, life has no meaning. It's not supposed to have it. And I think the idea that people enforce that, no, you got to give your life meaning, or you got to search for your meaning, is fucking stupid. Because why would you search for something that doesn't exist? It's a definition that you yourself define. Because when you say I found the meaning of life, that means you've just now have the cognitive ability to give life a definition. It doesn't mean you found it. The definition always existed. It's just that you weren't able to formulate it in your head. Because someone else looking at your life from a 3D lens, or someone just looking at you from an external environment might not give that meaning that you associated with it, that you associate with your own life. You understand what I'm trying to say here, right? The actuality of things is that there is no meaning in life. It's just that we like to, we desire a meaning because we think that if we don't have meaning, then life has no purpose. But that's not it. That is not it, right? But again, those are like, again, there's people they'll have whatever beliefs they want to have. I can't argue with them, nor do I give a shit. But these are just my 2 cents, and I hope anybody, who's watching this can benefit from what I'm saying. Hopefully, obviously, it might go against what they believe in, and if that is the case, then I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But overall, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I might touch upon it later, or might not. It is what it is. Take care. Bye.